Hello Chipsters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Today we're looking at this little chap, 40mm Perry miniatures, French Voltiguer for the war in Spain, the Peninsular War, around 1806, and he's the 33rd Line Regiment. And just to say, I'll be going on to 95th Rifles after that, one of their fellas, and then I've got two more to do. Yeah, I've done this to sell. I just always fancied having a go at those Perry 40mm, so I bought four. I thought I'm not going to buy anything more because if I don't sell them, I'm left as usual with a load of figures on my hands. I've always wanted to paint the white uniforms. Let me get these off, I can actually see you. No, I can't because my eyes haven't transitioned. Where are you? Right, yeah, I've always wanted to paint the white uniforms that weren't just in Spain. They were used throughout that period. So, I mean, I presume they were any of those regiments used in Prussia? I can't remember. I should have to look. No, I don't think they were because they're not in my book. Anyway, but they are, you know, there's lots of big things saying, oh, Napoleon wanted to go back to the old royalist type of colours, and when he saw all the blood all over him, was it Eylau? I think it was Eylau. But as somebody else pointed out in the book, most of them were wearing greatcoats then, and they wouldn't have seen. And also, whenever was Napoleon squeamish? So, yeah, whatever the reason was, they tried the white uniforms rather than the. What I'm trying to say is, as you guys are only partially interested now, the French normally have in Napoleonic times the blue. You've seen enough of my painting now of the blue uniforms, but they did try the white uniforms, white jackets at least, with coloured facings, and they're always, because of the coloured facings, they do. I had to go for purple ones, but they do orange ones as well, and green. They do some nice colour turnbacks, facings, collar cuffs, that type of thing. So they do make nice changes from doing blue and white all the time, and red cuffs and collars. So what do I think about them? Yeah, there was the few of the usual casting hang-ups that Perry's have. There were some worms in places, not as many, if I recall, that I've had on the 28s. Bit of flash, but not overly. Flash that literally go away with a scalpel. I don't believe there was any particular problems. This guy, I believe I had to stick his head on. Oh, how do you forget? Oh, my brain, you see. I think I had to put his arm and his head on, that guy. I'm not 100%. Because of the casting process, something like this 95th Rifles, if you can see, he's all on a flat plane. Talking like I know what I'm talking about here, and I don't really, but I did read up on it. Not from Perry's, but just in general. So you can cast him quite easily, but if you're doing this guy with lots of bits sticking up, round sides, all the rest of it, it's a lot harder to cast as a one piece and to have the moulds last, something like that. So they tend to, casters tend to cast separate parts in that, whereas someone like him is a fairly easy process. So a lot of war games figures they tend to put them on the one plane, if that makes sense, because a lot of people don't want to stick. I mean, I know I was going to say I don't want to stick arms and heads on, but look at because of just for the pure price difference in plastics and that, loads of people stick plastics together. So how much that holds? I'm defeating my own conversation here, aren't I? Really? Anyway, just thought I'd say that was all. I don't know why, it just came into my head. So yeah, I'm going to do him up. He's got to get varnished. I haven't varnished him. I won't varnish him until tomorrow now. But the house will get noisy, and I just want to get this video off because once he's varnished, I just want to get him up for sale. I was going to wait and do all four, but I need the money. So we're going to just see if he sells. I'll get some more because they you know, they're not. There's only a few. They do as I say, a border reivers range from the 1500s, very early 1600s. But I don't know. I didn't really, not so much the time period even, but just the look of them didn't really appeal to me. But these Napoleonics have a lot of movement in them. Even this fella, you know, yes, he's in one pose. He's got his Baker rifle, but I don't know. It's purposeful. He looks, if you hold him up there, he looks the part. You know what I mean? So he'll be in it. If you don't know, 95th Rifles, dark green. So let's go down to the bench and we'll just take a quick look. There's a stack of photographs. I've just kept clicking away with this video camera because it has a clicky photo thing on it. Tufts of my own, and the cork rocks as usual type thing. I have tried to make a little bit of shrubbery with some. I think I'm not sure if it might be knock, like little leaves, just very simple. I don't even know the word of the shape. I should do all my arbor bits and pieces, bits of technical stuff in my head somewhere. But anyway, so I've made this little shrub. Probably could have done with some more gaps in it really, because it just looks like a solid lump of green. Looks like a green stone. But hey, never mind. Anyway, let's go down and take a look. Right, guys. Let's get this light further down. Didn't think of that, did you, Jeff? I'll probably go and waffle on as much as I've just done. So yeah, really nice figure. I enjoyed painting him a lot. I've tried to go for, let's not try and chip any paint off here, Kev. I've tried to go for different colours in different places. So the trousers have got like a green, they're like an RAF green. Right, froze the camera for a minute because the blooming siren's going off on the main road. So anyway, where were we? Yeah, I use like an RAF, a modern RAF colour I believe, which just escapes me at the moment, as a base colour, and then I build it up. So it gives it like a warm dingy white, and then I've obviously just dusted it up. Just again with a very diluted paint, and just washed it round up to the knees. I didn't want to go over the top. Put a bit more. I put like a grey, sky grey background, like almost like a classic old-fashioned way of painting white. But I did a sky grey white and built it up with silver whites and off whites and that for the vest. And then I have put the same, when I did the trousers, I put a bit, took the starkness away slightly around the base of the waistcoat, just made it a bit more gungy. Gungy, old army word for dirty. Let me see, the jacket itself was painted in all the usual classic pale sand and ivory and that. I didn't do any dirtying of that one up because it's already got that like almost like a beigey type tinge to it, so I thought that was enough for that. The straps I did use, funny enough, beige as a base, because they would pipe clay these white, I believe, and obviously in the field that wasn't adhered to and it often got rubbed away, so I've made it a bit more black and rubbishy. Rubbishy, is that a word? Right, there must be some hardcore grief out there for somebody, because that's 5 different sirens gone past now in the space of a couple of minutes. So anyway, where were we? Yeah, so I've made some wear and tear using, when I say wear and tear, I just mean black, tie rubber black, really diluted. When I looked up, there's some really, there's an Instagram reenactment group in France I follow, or a person that puts photographs up, and I save the photographs because they're really good for. I prefer looking at reenactors' photographs than I do actually. I mean, obviously, I look at classical paintings and all the rest of it, but you're getting an artist's impression of something, and it's not always the best or easiest to replicate. Yes, I know that not all reenactors pursue it maybe as vigorous as they should do, and all the rest of it, but. This particular guy's photographs are always great. They're all French, units, but you get to see that they really go to town on trying to get their wear and tear. To say they probably only wear them one weekend a month, they obviously hack away at the straps and all that, and it looks really good, and it gives you as a painter a lot. I couldn't even tell you what the Instagram thing is, but yeah. So I've gone, what I do is I put lines, thin lines where the leather's breaking up slightly, and the straps with the pipe clay and the dirt getting into them. It just gives you a, when you've got almost a complete white uniform. I know we've got the purple there, but yeah, it gives it something, in my opinion. I do a very faint black lining, but with the same tire black diluted even more, and I just put that round, just to pick out some shadow areas, make the straps jump out a bit more. I put the Victory laurels on the Chateau cover. I decided I wasn't going to go for the 33 because I've noticed again in some of the more artistic ones, some people have put 33 on the, and this is, you know, this is also some of the original, you know, 1800s type of stuff. Some people put the 30. Well, I'm not saying 33, but whatever the regiment was, because as you guys know, they'd often put the regimental number in between that, and these are way too small for that, and that was a purposeful decision. If you were going to put the number in, you'd have to make these a lot bigger to fit the 33 in. I don't know if I made a mistake going with the beige greatcoat. I had to really mess around with colours, adding, because this is like an oilcloth. Obviously they had the black, they had the yellow. People argue, did they really have grey oilcloths and greeny grey ones? But I've seen a couple of the, I don't know if it was the Nottles, I don't know who, but I've seen a couple of grey ones. But I had to really play around with it, make it look more like oilcloth, because they were looking too much of the same. Well-worn cartridge box, again, were they really that worn? It's maybe a bit more artistic really, but I've done that. It's got the hunting horns pre-moulded on. I didn't do a great job in picking that out, and I might go back and just add a couple of bits to that. I gave the butt plate on the musket, and some Voltigeurs had the brass fittings, but I saw plenty that didn't, and I just decided to go with that one. There will be the usual bun fight over has Gav painted it right or not, uniform wise on the jacket. What I did was go through as many, obviously, as many online resources as I could find. Some had these turnbacks where they were white with the purple as a piping colour, but I'd seen plenty of original, well I say original, but time from the same time period with solid, and obviously more modern artist interpretations where they've probably seen the same stuff and gone with the solids. And you've just got to do what you can do. As I say, I object to people throwing stones, whether it's at me or other people, and it happens quite a bit. You know, oh, it should be this and should be that, you know. I do my best. That's all I can do. I do my best, and it doesn't so much happen on YouTube, but it happens a lot on different Facebook groups and stuff. You know, you get torn to pieces. Funny enough, by people that don't usually put their own bloody work up, but never mind, we won't go down that road. So yeah, and basing is I looked at some Spanish rocks where they got the underlying colour was the orangey colour, but on top it was where it's taking the weather and that, they go like that grey, blacky green colour, and that's what I tried to replicate there, which I think actually from the photographs I mean the things you look at, putting Spanish countryside rocks type of thing, you know, rock formations and whatever, and yeah, it will vary across the land just like my own country does. So, but that's roughly what I wanted, warm colours to go with the warm colours that I was using on the bloke. Very artistic that is, you know. I wanted a fairly subdued terrain, but I wanted some yellow. I didn't want to put, I have got purple flowers that I'd made a year or so ago. I've got red flowers, white flowers, and these yellows, and it was either white or, and I thought, we've got enough white, so we'll try some yellow one. But I wanted some you know, flowers amongst the vegetation, just to correspond with the colours there. And there you go. So I'm going to put this guy on a bottle top in a minute. Normally I stick the base down to a bottle top and then put these on afterwards, but yeah, I ended up putting the old thick postage stickers on underneath, which are always a bugger to take off and clean off at the base, but never mind. So 95th Rifles next, and then I've got another British guy who will be another light infantryman but in red, and I will have a normal musket rather than the Baker rifle, and I will have I'm not sure if he's a French Voltiguer or not, but I'll be having another French figure as well. So thanks for stopping by and taking a look. It's much appreciated. I know I've been sticking loads of videos up lately. It's just as I sort of say to you guys, if there's a time to make them, I throw one up when I've got 5 minutes. I just enjoy doing them and showing what I'm working on. Thank you very much as well for the guys that gave me advice on the Jeep yesterday, Jeep video yesterday, and all the others that gave me some nice comments. I really appreciate it, and the likes. You know, it helps my head, if that makes sense. And I'd never stop appreciating the kind words people put my way, and the likes and things like that. So thank you very much. So coming up, is there anything coming up? Well, it's one of Gaz's videos, of course there is, or channel. I am resurrecting something that I bought years and years and years ago, which is the Perry coach, which I've reprimed badly. I've just shot some primer over, but I don't care, it's paint will stick to it, that's all I needed to do. So I'm repainting that and the horses. I didn't have a base, an MDF base for it at the time, and I'm not even 100% sure if I still have, but I thought I did buy some. I'll put some traces down, you know, it doesn't come with from there onwards to connect to the wagon. So I'm going to do that. There's a couple of figures to go with it, a lady Van Dier, I believe, and the driver. So that'll be up for sale when I've done those. I've got still continue the epic. I've got 2.5 stands to go, as in 2 not painted at all and 2 that are halfway through. The 95th Rifles. I won't show it because it's looking like like a 3-year-old's built it, but I'm doing a face thing for the Hornice to go on, and I put some tiles on that last night, so that's going away in the background. You won't see that till it's actually painted up. There's something else, no, can't remember. Anyway, thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video.